ETM RTR XL, bigger than ever before. Let's get into it. I am halfway across the world still, and we just got finished filming the sport video, and I know you've been waiting for this one, the XL. This is the ETM XL, which is our largest version of the ETM RTR ever. This thing is crazy fast, running our big motor and big power with a 72 volt, 35 amp hour battery and over 16 kilowatts of whole shot power. Running at 13 kilowatts of nominal power, this thing is an absolute rocket ship. It is bigger than ever before, and it's proper with an extended swing arm, longer forks, longer tail, and 4 piston brakes. This thing has all the goodies at the right price. So let's get into the details, show you a little bit about it, and then we'll ride it. First things first, the swing arm. It's longer. That means that you can fit this 14, 17-inch tire setup and make it proper geometry. So instead of just slapping 14, 17-inch wheels on your regular size pit bike, we've extended the swing arm and the rear tail to keep that aesthetic and the geometry in place. That way, this thing rides absolutely crispy. Inside that swing arm, we are running the Alpha version revolver motor, which means it is the largest version of the revolver, being a 70H with 180C windings. So it's gonna be the most heat tolerant option and the highest power output possible. This thing is 16 plus kilowatts on the whole shot mode and a 12.5 kilowatts on the regular riding mode. So when you're racing, you're getting over 12.5 kilowatts, and when you're going for the whole shot, you're gonna have 16 plus kilowatts. What exactly is whole shot mode? You're probably wondering. What it basically means is that you're gonna have 20 seconds of insane power to make sure you're the first person to the corner, or you're the first person to the top of that hill climb, or you're the winner of that drag race. Now, why aren't we running 16 kilowatts all the time? That's just a lot of stress on this drivetrain, but we're gonna be able to give you those 16 kilowatts for when you really need them, and that is a pretty cool feature. Let me tell you something, 12.5 kilowatts on this bike is insane. Now, don't forget, there is an alpha version of this bike which runs at a little over 13 kilowatts and 18 kilowatts. However, even the regular version of this XL, which is what we have here, is absolutely bonkers with, again, 12.5 and 16 kilowatts on the whole shot mode. This bike is also running the D&M rear shock right out of the box, so it has a super plush, super refined riding feel. It is stable, it is planted, and it is compliant. In the back here, you can see that we have 4 piston brakes now, so we've increased the stopping power. You're gonna have less fade and better bite right out of the box on this regular XL model. This is one of the best values because you get so many goodies for such a good price. You can see on the front end here that we have a longer fork setup and a 17-inch front wheel. That way that you have proper geometry. I wanna go over this over and over again, that this bike has proper geometry. We didn't just slap bigger wheels on it. We increased the length of the swing arm and the forks and the tail, so that way everything looks and feels proper when you're riding it. Also, 4 piston brakes in the front, just like the rear. Extra good stopping power. This thing is sick. With the high bars, you have the biggest rider's box of any of the RTRs right out of the box. So you have a bigger bike, bigger rider's box, bigger power, bigger everything. The suspension on this bike is fully adjustable in the front end with compression and rebound dampening, and in the back, rebound and preload adjustment. That means you're gonna be able to dial in your ride for your riding needs, whether it be trail riding or track riding. This thing can become compliant or stiff based on how you set up your clicker settings, and that's one of the cool things about this model of bike. You get so many features for such a great price, including suspension adjustability. We've also changed the controls for the XL model. You're gonna notice that on the bars, we have a different throttle. This is a shorter throw with a little bit stiffer spring, so it's gonna feel more in control and more precise with less wrist action and less arm pump. You're also gonna notice that the mode switch is on the left now, which is a billet aluminum switch with buttons on it rather than a rocker switch. This is gonna give you access to the whole shot mode and to the eco mode. So this bike has 3 riding modes to clarify. Your normal riding mode is 12.5 kilowatts with an eco mode that is 8 kilowatts, and then again, the whole shot mode, which gives you 16 kilowatts of whole shot power for up to 20 seconds. And let's not forget that this thing is sporting a 72 volt, 35 amp hour Samsung battery, which is gonna crank out the power and give you all the range that you need for your big wheel pit bike needs. Mini recap, ETM RTR XL, the biggest version of the ETM RTR lineup. This thing has a 14 and 17-inch wheel setup. It makes over 16 kilowatts of whole shot power, 12.5 kilowatts of racing power, longer swing arm, longer tail, longer forks, D&M suspension, and 4 piston brakes, all for an excellent price. And if this is the first time that you're seeing an ETM RTR by Electron Company, I want you to know one thing. This bike is designed in California by riders for riders. We are in this hobby just like the rest of you. We race competitively and we ride these things every single day. From the swing arm to the frame to the bars to the motor to the plastics, 99% of this bike is designed in-house, and it's designed to be proper, with proper geometry, proper rider's box, and proper performance, unlike anything else on the market. Now that we've seen just how much bigger this bike is and how many cool features it has, let me throw on my Meta glasses, which is gonna have a different aspect ratio because we're out here in China and I do not have a GoPro, and we're gonna get some sick riding footage from the perspective of my eyes and a little bit of third person so you can see this thing in action right now. Here I am on the ETM XL, and it feels huge compared to the RTR Sport and Light. On the bars, you can see this billet switch here, which gives you access to the eco mode via this latch switch, and then you have the whole shot mode right here. We also have this shorter throw throttle, and it is feeling nice and proper. Wish me luck, I'm gonna need it because this thing's a missile with whole shot mode. Ready, set, go. I literally had to drag my feet and Superman over the bars, chop the throttle multiple times because it just hooked up and I just can't even keep the front down. This thing has insane power. I can't even explain to you how crazy 16 kilowatts is on this. Ridiculous. The best kind of ridiculous. Now we're in our regular running mode, and that's 12.5 kilowatts, so let's go ahead and give it a rip. Wow, wow, wow. Nice brakes. Let me tell you something, boys. You better have some bike control. This thing is not for the faint of heart. Even though the throttle control is ridiculously crispy, it is just so powerful. I am struggling to keep the front down. We have our fantastic filmer, Susie, up there. I'm gonna hit this hill climb. It's all we have out here. It's pretty dang steep and gnarly. I hit this on the Sport, I made it. This thing's going to rocket up it, but let's do it anyway. Why not? I love hill climbs. And I know I don't need 16 kilowatts. I'm absolutely terrified of using it when it's not in a whole shot or hill climb situation where I can really let it eat, because even at 12.5, it is ripping out of my hands. Oh, RTR down. Even with this D&M suspension and adjustable forks in the front, as proper as it is just an animal. Ah! Not once have I thought, hey, let's press 16 kilowatt button again. This thing is just bananas. The handling is on point, and I'm sorry if I'm just glazing ourselves, but I'm really excited about this bike. This thing is glaze worthy, dude. Look at this hill climb, dude. Yeah, right, dude, now the jump. Just ripping the tire off. Luckily, this thing has a rim lock, so we won't spin the tire on the rim because you're gonna need that. Whoops, yep. Oh, no! Good brakes, huh? Without those, I would have taken a little bath. I am beat. This thing is a rocket ship. 12.5 kilowatts is animal mode. 16 plus kilowatts on the whole shot. I literally could only use it for the whole shot because it's already so ballistic. The suspension felt super compliant, and this thing was easy to control regardless of how much power it had. Now, don't get me wrong, it's a handful, and I almost died multiple times trying to show this bike off on this rough terrain. So please go and buy it, because I'm sure that if I get a little too crazy, I might need some money for some medical bills. So go on the Electron Company website right now and get yourself an ETM XL on pre-order, but make sure you have a helmet and some gear because you're gonna need it for this insane bike.